Hello YouTube, it's Anastasia, and if you might notice, my videos are going to start to look a little different now. I've been informed by YouTube that using the screenshots in the video, at least through the whole video, is copyright infringement, and if I continue to do that, they are probably going to delete them all and shut down my channel, and I don't want that. So from now on, I can no longer do the screenshots, at least not to the extent in the videos that I've usually been doing it. So hopefully you still continue to watch my videos. If not, sorry, there's not much I can do about that. If you want to leave any suggestions for what you want to, be playing on the picture side of things while I read my recap, just let me know. I'm not too sure what to do now. I know people can get away with using like 1 or 2 screenshots of the video. Maybe it's the problem that it was the whole video with screenshots. I don't know. They don't really specify. But yeah, let me know if you have any other suggestions for what I could do that's not copyright infringement, and I can try to incorporate that into some of my new videos. Anyway, moving on. Part 2 of this Teen Mom reunion starts off with Leah. She talks about their struggle with Allie. Dr. Drew says she and Corey are being more realistic now than they were with her years ago. She's been using her breathing machine to help exercise her lungs, and Leah feels that has been helping. Dr. Drew brings up Jeremy's flirtatious and sappy phone call to Leah and says he had the same feeling as Jeremy in that moment. So you want to gas her up with sweet nothings and sad attempt to try to sleep with her? I sure hope not. Though Leah does seem to go for these older men now, so you might actually have a chance. Corey visits in on video chat and doesn't say too much, just that he and Miranda are still good and that Allie needs more help with things now. Dr. Drew and Nessa say they want Kale's opinion on Jeremy and Leah because Kale's always honest, proving once again that they don't actually watch this show. Kale says she supports Leah in whatever she does, even when she hooked up with Jeremy. Leah says the hookups only happened twice, and that in fact they shouldn't have happened at all. When asked about her own love life, Kale says, "I have standards now," and when they asked what standards, everyone's sort of talking at once, but you can hear her say in the background, "the bare minimum." Yeah, we noticed. She also says she'll only date a guy 6 foot tall or higher because she has so much to offer, I guess. She's one of those girls. Leah mentions that her new boyfriend happens to be 6 foot, though maybe she shouldn't be advertising that so much to Kale, who has a history of... never mind. She says he owns a few businesses, but for now they're just friends. Kale has seen pictures of this guy, and she says she approves. Dr. Drew asks the guy's age, and Leah is evasive. She says sort of 35, but really he's closer to 40. He's 39. Dr. Drew's like, "Oh, that's not that much older. Who cares about the age? You're both adults." Yeah, Dr. Drew obviously doesn't want to call 40 old. I mean, he's the one with a full head of gray hair hosting a show called Teen Mom 2. Next up in the hot seat is Javi. When asked about Kale and Brianna's fight, he says he doesn't even know why there's still beef. After all, he's out of the equation for both of them, and clearly there's nothing else that matters to them besides Javi the man himself. Javi admits he never really proposed to Brianna, just gave her a ring. According to him, she wore it everywhere and sent pictures of it to her friends. He probably saw her send the pic and thought, "Aw, she's showing off her love for me," when in reality she probably captioned the pic with something like, "Haha, wonder how much I can get at the pawn shop for this." It doesn't matter either way though, because her mom got so mad when he gave her the ring that he just took it back. He also admits that the girl he said was willing to move to Delaware to be with him was in fact his current girlfriend, Lauren. Embarrassing. He says he was wrong for dating Brianna when Kale comes out to sit with him, but Kale says he screwed up so much and then apologized that his apologies no longer mean anything to her. She says he is a manipulator, and that he might not even be conscious that he's doing it. She goes on with that obnoxious, "have I ever been wrong? Kale is always right" thing again, and Dr. Drew encourages her self-righteous arrogance. Javi said that Kale was the one who initiated their hookup. She said, "Let's go upstairs," and he said, "Okay, let's go." He said he was breaking up with Brianna at the time, which is a weird way to phrase it. Either you're together with Brianna, or you're not. And most likely they were together. Ew. And when they say this, by the way, when they're recounting this hookup, the audience is like, "Ooh," and like all intrigued by it. Am I the only one who's kind of disgusted by the image of Javi and Kale hooking up? Maybe that's just me, I don't know. Next up is Nathan and Barb together. Nathan says they sort of understand now that they forgive each other for their fights in the past, and that they're a family now, and they just want what's best for Kaiser. He says David and Jenelle refuse to take a drug test, and that Kaiser still shows up to his house with suspicious little injuries that he always takes pictures of. Dr. Drew brings up whether David's mom or dad might step in to help, but according to them, David seems to control his own mom too, and is always making her cry. Supposedly David's dad is around somewhere. Barb says the story is that David welded with his father when he got out of jail, but come to find out he literally welded with his dad for 2 days. Okay, I just know Jenelle was the one who exaggerated that job, probably like, David made 6 figures welding, he did it for years. Knowing damn well it was for 2 days before he complained that he was tired, and that his daddy got him the job and he still screwed that up. Dr. Drew asked them what David does for a living now. Nothing, obviously, though he was making a promising career as a Real House husband of North Carolina before he got fired from reality TV too, which has to be some kind of accomplishment in and of itself. Nathan says in the past, Jenelle instigated him to explode in anger, and MTV didn't show what led up to that. Nathan says Barb isolated herself out of the Jenelle situation mostly and is calmer now. Next, Dr. Drew goes to see Jenelle by herself and interview her. Jenelle says that David is just frustrated with the constant CPS issues, and he's not a bad person. She says she doesn't give Jace his medicine because it only makes him throw up, not eat, and act like a zombie, but she does give it to him before he goes back to Barbara's. Jenelle says David still feels the same way about what he said in his Twitter rants, but that he just wouldn't have said it with the same words that he did. She says of David's Twitter rants that he could rant more, but he just chooses not to. Such self-restraint. She says he doesn't hate LGBT people, but he doesn't want his kids to grow up and be that way, and the way she describes it is rich. Her words exactly are, he's just like some parents who say, I don't want you to grow up and be a doctor, I want you to be in the military. Who the hell says that? I have never heard a parent say that they don't want their kid to be a doctor. Besides that, it's just a strange analogy, because being gay doesn't really have anything to do with the profession, usually. Jenelle said if David had a gay kid, then he'd still love them, just not support their lifestyle. Then Jenelle says about David's rants that, we've discussed it and we agreed he doesn't need to be as outspoken. David doesn't need to be out? Was that a little Freudian slip there, Jenelle? Jenelle says she has had PTSD and nightmares since her road rage incident, and she didn't leave her house for 2 weeks. Something tells me she doesn't leave her house for longer than that, but not because of road rage PTSD. She also says she only got mad because he almost knocked her son out. This is Jenelle exaggerating as usual. He just got pushed forward a little in his seat when she braked hard and the guy was tailgating her. He was probably in more danger when she pulled out her gun. When asked why she lied to Jace that she didn't pull out a gun when Jace told Barb about it, she said she did that because she was afraid Jace would repeat that she pulled a gun to cops, and she wouldn't want to get arrested for something stupid. Okay, Jenelle, okay. Next is what we've all been waiting for, or not, Chelsea. She said she left the reunion because it was embarrassing to be around people fighting while she was pregnant. She said she was with Adam in the past because she had low self-esteem and she thought she could change him. She says Adam never goes to the visitation center to see Aubrey, and he only went to her school lunch once. She's heard he's at his house for weeks not doing anything, which is suspicious. And she says his mom is in denial still and told her to grow up, which she finds hypocritical. And she says it's a slap in the face when they see Aubrey against the rules. But that they're all doing well now. And that's all for this Teen Mom 2 reunion. What do you think of Leah's new older boyfriend, just from what we've heard so far? And do you think Kale hooked up with Javi just as a slap in the face to Brianna? Let me know what you thought about this episode, and make sure to subscribe for Teen Mom recaps every week.